Hi, welcome to class today. This is Lucy, and we're going to get started. My theme today is focus. So I'll have a reading on focus and all that. So remember, don't do anything that doesn't feel right. If you feel any pain or it's bothering you at all in any of the postures, I want you to release, stop or back off. So the first thing I want to show you today is something that we do in yoga. It's called Satanama. And you're going to use your fingers. And this is a great meditation practice using the hands. Okay, so, and Satanama means my divine self. And my divine self, Satanama. So it's Satanama. Satanama. So you're going to take your hands. Let's try it just for a moment before we start. And you can do it later too, or at home, wherever you are sometime. So you take your thumb and your index finger and you say sa, and then your middle finger thumb na, sa ta na ma. So sa ta na ma. So you take each finger, thumb index, and the next one, the next one, the next one, and you keep saying it on and on in your mind. So it helps to keep the mind one-pointed, because in yoga, we're trying to find that internal joy and find the one-pointed mind. So we're not always with this monkey mind, thinking of everything. There's so much. And the mind is made to think, but we need to learn how to control it so it doesn't drive us crazy. So, sa ta na ma, sa ta na ma, sa ta na ma, and then you just keep saying it, saying it, and saying it until it finally just becomes, it vibrates within the body and it becomes part of you. So I'm going to sit over on my mat. We'll do this a little bit, and then I want you to lie down. I'll guide you through the yoga practice this morning. So thanks for coming. All right. So I'm going to sit over. I'm going to take a blanket here, and I'm going to use one blanket because I like to lift my hips. I have meditation pillows. I have all those things. If you have something comfortable like that, you sure can bring it. I did not bring it because I don't want anybody to think they need all kinds of things. So you just need a blanket in your house, anything like that, to sit on. It just gives you a little more comfort. It lifts the hips away from the knees. So if your knees are like this and you're going like this, sitting on the floor, it's just going to bother your back. So you want to try it as best you can to build up. So for instance, you want to build it up a little bit more, as much as you can. You build up a big thing. You can take pillows and blankets and sit up really high like this. This makes you feel a little funny because but you will see it will be much more comfortable to sit high. So those knees are a little bit lower than your hip joint. And when that happens, it takes the pressure off the low back, okay? But I'm going to take that out because I'm pretty comfortable with the blanket. I've been doing, I always like to, even as an experienced yogi, it's always good to have support under you in a seated position. So I'm sitting on the edge of that blanket, and I'm sitting up tall. All right, and so I'm sitting up tall. Let's roll those shoulders back a few times too. Let's kind of move those shoulders up, back, and down a little bit. So this is a good exercise for focus, Satanama. That's a very good focus. And if you do 12 of these a day, they even say with Alzheimer's that it helps the brain too, in helping preventing things like Alzheimer's and all of that, and dementia, really dementia. So because in the yogis say it improves the blood flow to the brain, right? Meditation has been proven to help us in many, many ways. So this is something like, especially if you have an active mind, you're keeping your hands busy, okay? Satanama, 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 okay? So, but you can go slowly too, especially when you're learning it. So if you want to close your eyes, you can, or you can keep your eyes open, but keep them soft. You can keep them downward. You can look at me if you want, but you want to start to think about, this mantra. A mantra is when we repeat something over and over again, the mind gets concentrated on that. So all those other things, okay, right? We're trying to clear the mind, empty the mind, even a little bit, like emptying out your garbage. You can only take so much out of your house. You can only clean out your closet so much. A little at a time, we empty out the thoughts. Okay, so Index and thumb, remember middle finger, thumb, ring finger, thumb, little finger, thumb. You just keep moving the hands, okay? Does not have to be fast. I'll go slowly. We'll do this. I'll do this a few times with you, 3 or 4 times with you. And then I want you to do it 3 or 4 times, 5 times without. I'll just be silent and I'll be doing this myself, okay? So sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Now do this another 5 times or so on your own. I'm going to close my eyes. You can rest your hand too, by the way. I have my hand up so you can see me, but I'll bring it down and rest it on my leg. The palm is up. And then deepen your breath. Turn your palm down to the downward. And when we place our palms down, we're grounding. When we place our palms upward, we're in a receiving position. I want you to ground now. Take your palms down on your legs. Watch your breath now, in and out through the nasal passage, without pause, without sound. Let the whole body breathe. You can breathe in and out through your nose or out through your mouth, and just feeling and sensing the belly rise and fall with the breath. So let's stay in the seated position. Slowly open your eyes if they're not already open. Let's move the body a little bit. Let's stay here, and then we will lie down as well. But so we're going to move forward and around, or moving all around here. Circling around, juicing up the hip here. And I'm moving to the right, moving forward, moving to the left, moving back. And just some rotation, torso rotations here. So you're getting some action in the body and the spine. Moving the other direction here. Over to the other side, forward to the side and back. Yep, getting some action there in the spine. And by the way, you can also cross your legs. I hope you're all crossing your legs, and sometimes the hips, they don't let us do too much opening. So crossing the legs will help. If your knee bothers you, stretch out a leg, okay? So you don't have to do, or if both knees bother you, you can stretch out your legs. You can bend your knees, okay? Switch positioning. If you are crossing your legs, switch positioning of the legs. Sit up tall. Make sure you continue with that nice seated mountain pose. All right. So let's hold the knees. Just kind of grasp the knees gently. And tuck your chin and round your spine. So I'm pressing my spine back and tucking my chin. This is a seated cat-cow. I'm going to inhale. I'm going to lift the heart. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, coming up and lifting the heart. Exhale, back. So if I turn myself to the side, you'll be able to see that better. Okay. So I'm going to sit up tall. I'm going to round the spine. And then I'm going to inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, and exhale, round. These are all good for spinal flexibility. So go ahead and keep working on that. A couple more times now. And then next time you lift up, this is cow, you're going to come back to seated mountain, meaning sit tall, like you have a string attached to the top of your head, and it's lifting you up. Inhale, lift the arms and fold to the right and fold to the left. Just giving yourself a little stretch side to side here now. One side, the other side. Again, to the one side, just keep moving side to side. I bend easily in the face of challenges. I bend easily in the face of challenges. I bend easily in the face of challenges. And then turn to the right, place your left hand on your right knee, your right hand behind you, lift yourself up, turn a little bit to the right, and twist right. Remember, if you want to look away from the twist and down towards over your left shoulder, it's a nice oppositional stretch for your neck. And here we're squeezing those organs of digestion, elimination. I'm learning to recognize, accept, and release my thoughts. I'm learning to recognize, accept, and release my thoughts. I'm learning to recognize, accept, and release my thoughts. I'm learning to recognize, accept, and release my thoughts. Let's come back over. Let's bring those arms up and bend a little more side to side. Bring yourself over to the left a little. I'm going to twist left. I'm going to place my right hand on my left knee. Take my left arm out behind me. I'm going to lift up from the pelvic floor. I want to lift and twist left. I'm going to turn my head, look over the right shoulder and down. Breathing here. Squeezing those organs of digestion. And then coming back to center, I'm going to slide myself facing you in center. I'm going to take the right hand to the floor and bring the left arm over the head towards my ear. If you want to drop the elbow a little more towards the floor, you can. In fact, you can go all the way to the floor, but you want to keep your left hip down as you bend to the right. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to swing those arms over, walk the left hand away from me. You can bend the elbow, depending on how low you go here. You can bring that elbow down to your mat or not. And then let's try that again on each side. Over, dropping elbow, and back up and over. One last side, coming over, and then back up, and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Open your hearts. And bring your arms in front, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Arms in front, thumbs flipping down. See, my thumbs are down now. I'm going to squeeze back in this lemon squeeze. And then back. And one more squeeze here. And then bring your hands to your knees. And then I want you to fold. I want you to bring your hands on the floor here. And you can walk your hands out in front of you, draw the head down, and stretch your back here. Breathing here. And you could even lower the elbows to the floor if that's too much. You might be up here watching me all the way down, not even all the way down. Some people can go lower than me. So find your sweet edge, but I know my sweet edge, right? Your sweet edge might be here. You're sitting up high. That's okay. Everyone's doing the best they can in their yoga. So find that sweet edge where you can't go any further and hold that posture. Take some breaths here and take some Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breath is a deep guttural breath where you feel it in the base of the throat. It's like you're closing off your vocal cords. Breathe in through your nose, and then you can make a humming like you're fogging a mirror, right? But then what I want you to do is, that's the sound. The ocean breath sounds like the ocean of seashell. But I want you to close your mouth and then inhale. And then pretend you're still fogging the mirror, but your mouth is closed. And it's actually in and out through your nose. So it helps calm the mind as you come forward. So use your Ujjayi breath. It's a deep guttural sound. And then coming back up, and raise those arms up again and stretch to the sky and reach through that left side, reach through that right side. Just moving here side to side, one side and then the other side. All right, exhale those arms down. Take a pause and feel that. So let's stretch out these legs, okay? That might be getting a little tight, so I want you just to move them a little bit. Yeah, bend one knee, bend the other knee. And then we're gonna remove the blanket or whatever you're sitting on, okay? Come down to the floor, and I want you to do a few more warm-ups. I want you to point your toes and stretch all the way into your fingertips. So stretch, this is symmetrical stretch. Yawn if you need to. Stretching all the way through, and relax. Press your heels out, give yourself a nice long stretch through your heels to fingertips, and relax. Hug your knees into your chest, maybe lift your head and shoulders, form a ball, stretch those knees in. You can hold behind the knees, absolutely, if your knees are tender. Rock side to side. You keep your head down now. Softening in the back and making your circles on the ceiling with your knees. So I am facing my knees up to the ceiling and I'm circling around and around here. And massaging the low back sacral area. Go in the other direction. And then bring the knees into your chest, bring them out to the side and roll around. Like I said, you can still hold on behind the knee as you work with the hips a little bit here, hip joint. Knees in, knees around. Then move in the other direction, knees away from you, out to the side, in towards you. And then bring your knees in. Give yourself a big hug, and here we affirm, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Taking your feet down to your mat, lifting your hips, placing your hands under you, or that blanket you can put there, and raising the legs up. Let's do a little bit for the fire center, your solar plexus, your core. Press your heels to the sky. We're going to do double leg lifts. So even just holding your legs up like this is working your abs. But I want you to focus on keeping this low back down. I use this, my hands underneath me, just so I can tilt. It tilts my pelvis back to the floor, keeps my back firmly planted. All right, so with the legs together, we're going to lower the legs just a little bit and hold, extending through your heel. Let's move those toes a little bit, work those feet a little. All right, lower a little bit more and hold. Come down to your sweet edge before your back lifts. You're gonna hold that, right? You don't want your back arching here. Keep it down, engage this core. And then all the way up 90. Let's lower the legs a little bit, hold. A little bit more, hold. Come to your sweet edge, hold. All the way back up, 90. Lower a little bit and hold. A little bit more and hold. Sweet edge, hold. I might go a little bit lower, maybe you will too. I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I got a little more space in there. Back up, 90. Let's do that one more time. So see if you have any room, just lower a little bit, lower a little bit, little more. If you have more room, go ahead down a little or back off a little bit. And back up 90. Hug your knees into your chest, kind of resetting. You can lift your head and shoulders. And then bring your feet down on your mat. Take a prone shavasana and feel that. Take a pause in prone shavasana posture. Bend your knees, take your feet as wide as your mat and do a little inside twist. In fact, you can even get your feet off the mat if you can, right? If your knees bother you in any way, walk your heels away from your buttocks, right? If you're up like this, it might bother you more. So walk your feet further out and then drop one knee and drop the other knee. Inside twist. And that should feel good, kind of almost a release too for your low back, for the core, the double leg lift. So use your right foot, take it to the outside of the left thigh. So you're self-assisting, you're helping yourself get a little more stretch along that left side body. Coming back up, drop the right knee and take your left foot and draw that knee toward the floor. Just getting a little more stretch to the right side body. Coming back up, knees to chest, lift your head and shoulders. And let's try a rocking chair. You're gonna roll up and you're gonna roll back a few times, just a few times, moving up and down. Now you can hold on behind your knees or in front of your shins, but try to use your core body to come up and then come all the way up. And let's turn around into table. All right, so table position, your hands are underneath you, your wrists are under your shoulders, knees under your hip. You want to do a pelvic tilt, pull that in. That's table, I'm looking down. I'm going to tuck my chin, cat, inhale up for cow. I want you to do that. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Now, exhale, cat, and breathe here. Stay like this, so hold that. Inhale, up, cow. Hold that. One more, exhale, cat. Inhale, up, cow. Coming back to table. So this is the poses that we'll do today, or the postures we will do today, are good for focus, since the theme is focus. So cat balance is a very good one, a good starting almost as well balance pose. And I can show you a variation, those that want a little more in it. So we're going to take that left foot out. I'm going to lift my left leg. I'm going to push out through my heel. Keep kind of a tailbone tuck here. I'm going to gaze down at a point. I'm going to raise my right arm and keep my right shin firmly planted. So I'm reaching through my right fingertips and my left heel, if you can see. So this is our balance. The thing you want to do is keep this pelvic bone, the left one, facing the floor. We want to keep a squareness in the pelvis to the floor. You're squaring to the floor here. I feel steady and calm. 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 For more, if the people that want a little more, you can bend this left knee. Others can bring their knee down. Turn your right palm. See if you can reach back for that left foot and press the foot into the hand. And you can even turn. I'm turning a little bit to the right in this cat twist. I'm keeping my left hand firmly planted. The pads of my fingertips are pressing down. My top of my right foot is pressing down, my shin, as I twist in cat balance. I'm going to release that foot, take it back to cat balance, come down to a table, and some cat-cow to reset. Everybody can join us in table and cat-cow. Okay, I'm going to get my focus again. I want to make sure I root through the pads of the fingertips, right? You don't want to push your palm down into the floor. You get kind of like you're like that, you know, holding on, okay? Without grip, it's just more of a pressing down to the pads of the fingers, right? Yep. And middle fingers are generally parallel. If you need to make a fist, you can. That might be easier on your wrist. All right, I'm going to take that right leg out. I'm going to press out through the heel. Turn my pelvis to square to the floor. All right, and I'm going to pull the belly in. I'm going to do a little pelvic tilt here. I'm looking down. I'm finding what we call in yoga the dristi, the soft gaze. And of course, I'm rooting through my right hand, my left shin, the top of my left foot. I feel steady and calm. 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 Bending that right knee, lift the shin, lift it up. I'm going to turn my left palm. I'm going to reach for my foot. I'm going to push my foot into my hand. I'm going to twist a little bit to the left. Now, this is for people more experienced in this cat twist. Hold that posture. Smile. Breathe. Satanama. And then I'm going to release that foot. And you can hold these postures longer too if you want. And I'm going to come back down to table to cat-cow. So I'm going to tuck my chin round, inhale, come up, and that just resets things. All right, let's try that one more time on each side. I like to do things, especially balance, a couple of times so we get used to it. So I'm lifting my left leg up. I'm pushing out through my heel. I'm pulling the belly in. I'm keeping a strong core in this posture. Pelvis is square. I feel steady and calm. 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 Those that want to twist, bend the left knee, turn your right palm, bring it back, grasp the top of the foot. Push the foot into the hand, twist a little to the right, bring that right shoulder blade back. Hold that twist. Release the foot, come back to cat balance. Remember, your transitions are important. Come back to table, cat-cow. All right, find your balance here in the table. We have one more side. Take that right leg out, stretch it all the way out, turn the hips down. All right, we're going to start with cat balance on this right side, right leg, left hand. I feel steady and calm. 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 Bending the knee, if those that want to do this, turn the palm, reach back, hold the foot, push the foot into the hand, bring left shoulder back, because you want to create space in your body, right? So I have this space between my arm and my leg in your cat twist. Remember, you can make a fist with your hand too. Release, transition. Transition slowly, back to cat balance. Back to table, and a cat-cow to reset. Let's go back actually all the way into a child pose, knees wide. Let's try and extend those arms out in front of you. Get your back, and give your spine actually a good stretch. So I'm pushing that mat away from me, bring my head between my arms and maybe to the floor. Remember, you can modify two fists, right? Head on your fist. And breathe here. So let's come up. You're going to roll to your backs. You're going to give yourself just a pause here while I do my reading in the prone shavasana. So lie on your back. And I have a reading from a lovely book here, Yoga for the Spiritual Muscles, on focus. Have you ever been in class or a meeting, and instead of hearing the speaker, you were preoccupied with wondering what's for lunch? Or perhaps you've reread the same page of a book over and over without being able to recall what you just read. We all have times when we're unfocused. However, when we are not focused spiritually, it's like trying to read a book with missing pages. Sometimes it may feel like the mind is a couch potato surfing from channel to channel at high speed. When you're holding a yoga posture, the unfocused mind will have a field day. It will come up with all sorts of reasons why you should come out of a posture early. It will tell you that you've had enough, even when your body can maintain it longer. It will try to convince you that you should have stayed in bed. When the mind wanders, gently bring it back as if you were calling a small child to sit beside you. Enlist the powerful guidance of your internal control system to refocus your attention and to recall that your goal is to clear rather than clutter the mind. Focus requires you to reaffirm your commitment to your bottom line purpose. This requires practice, clarity, and distinction. In a world where the amount of information we receive doubles each year, the art of discrimination is a necessity. Without focus, our life is like walking into the New York Public Library and wondering which books are worth reading. Focus today. All right, so let's roll to your side. You're lying down, so you're going to come to your side and use your hands to press yourself up. Let's come all the way up to mountain. I'm going to walk myself back here. And I want you to stand tall. I want you to roll those shoulders back and down again, up, back, and down. Again, raise them up and back and down. And let them set down. Lift your sternum up, tuck your tailbone. Just feel that lift, and like there's that string against the top of your head like you did when you were seated, right? You feel strong here in the mountain posture. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in the good and the rest. Breathe out the worry and doubt. So one posture, there's many postures, but balanced postures, as we did, cat balance, require a lot of focus. They help develop our concentration. So they develop concentration skills, and so the balance poses are wonderful, okay? So we're gonna do a standing balance pose called the eagle. So if you have something, maybe something firm like a book or a block, that would be super, but if not, don't worry. I'm only thinking because if you're just starting out with eagle, it is helpful. So I'll show you both with the block, without it. But I'm going to take the block right next to my left foot like this. Or if you have a book, a good sized book, you can put your foot on. That's all you can do is use your foot. So this is called Eagle Garangasana, okay? So it's an internally rotating posture. You bring everything inward, okay? It takes a little balance for sure. So if you have a wall near you, you can even put your bottom on the wall and do it like this, okay? So you're like this, right, left. So it's gonna be like that, all right? So that will help you a lot with your bottom on the wall. If you don't have a wall, we'll just do it. We'll try it. That's where the book, the block, or anything, the tomato can, anything you have, will work good to put your foot on. All right, so bend your knees. Bend your knees here. And I want you to spread your toes. Okay, so in yoga, that's really important. You spread your toes. You're getting all 4 points of those feet kind of anchored down. It's like your feet have roots. I'm rooting down into those feet. I'm using my legs, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to take the right leg and I'm going to take it up, make sure I balance on that left foot, and take it over, thigh over thigh, like you're sitting on a chair and you're crossing your thighs, okay? And you just rest it on the block. See, that's on the left side of my left foot, the block, okay? So I bend my knees. Now, generally it's opposite arm to opposite leg, so we'll do that. So it's right leg over. I'm going to take my left arm over. I'm going to make a big X, see? Big X, bend the elbows, and then cross those lower arm bones. And I'm going to lift them up. All right, so there's my eagle. Now, if you don't have a block, it's going to take a little more balance. So you have to get your focus, right? And everybody just practice focus. Look over your right arm and down at a point. Just a soft gaze. Doesn't even have to be a point. It can be just a soft gaze. We call that the drishti, the soft gaze. Keep weight in the heel, that left heel, and breathe here in your eagle posture. So some of you might be able to experiment, see if you can lift the foot off the block, and some of you may be doing that anyways. If I don't have a block, you could also toe down. You could toe down on the floor here. You know, bend your knees and toe down. Or you might try lifting that foot and practicing eagle, okay? Let's come out of it, exhale out. So I hope that I was explaining that, because there's a lot of things to this. So I'll just review it again. Block, tomato can, book, whatever, on the right side. No block, you can toe down like this, or you can try lifting. Even with the block, you can try lifting your foot off the block and balance. All right, so you get a couple of options here. But the thing is, you want to first make sure you're firmly planted through those feet. You're rooting. You're going to bend your knees. All right, so now I'm going to take the left leg over the right leg. Like I said, block, no block, toe down. All right, I'm going to bend those knees, this eagle posture. I'm sitting back a little bit. All right, getting weight in that right heel. Spread the toes. So it's left over right. So I'm going to take my right arm over my left, make a great big X. I'm going to wrap those lower arms. Now, some of you might be muscle bound in the shoulders, right? Maybe you can do this instead. All right? Even if you're like this, you're trying, right? You're lifting arms. Others might have a little more flexibility or smaller shoulders. And I'm going to take my two palms together. I'm going to lift the arm. And I like to look over the left arm when I do this side. So I'm looking over the left. All right, I make sure I'm settled in. Press down through all 4 points of the feet, but drive it a little more through the heel. All right, I'm steadying my focus. I might try just lifting the foot off. Whoops, I'm going to fall over. You know what I mean? Catch yourself. You get the block or you get the mat. See, go like this. Eagle posture. Find a steady gaze. Steady your posture. Steady your mind. Unwind and come out. Of course, you can, in your luxury of your own place and you're alone. You can practice this, hold it longer. That's up to you. Let's try it one more time on each side. Remember, the second time is easier. So I'm going to move the block over to the left. I'm going to stand tall. Try to clear the mind. Get ready and prepare the mind for eagle pose. I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to start shifting weight into that left leg. All right, so I'm coming up. I'm going to cross that right leg over left, thigh over thigh. I'm settling in here. I'm sitting back a little. I'm going to take the left arm over the right. Make the big X. Wrap those lower arms or hold the shoulders. Or you might be like this, okay? If you're able to bring the palms together, bring them together, lift the arms. Hold that posture, that eagle. You might want to play in it. See if you can release the block. And this is also core strength. Focus. And then release, come out of it. Take a break. Exhale. One thing about balanced people tend to hold their breath. So I want you to notice that about yourself. Are you holding your breath? Release it. You know, blow it out through your mouth. All right, let's try the other side. You ready? Mountain, bend the knees, sit back, pull it in. Left leg crosses right. I sink back. All right. Right arm crosses left. I wrap these arms. I lift them. I'm looking over left shoulder. I'm driving it through my right heel. So I might stay like this on the block, the tomato can, the block, and the books, or I might lift that leg and sit back a little, hold that. You can come down a little lower. Try to steady your gaze, steady your eyes. And then when you're ready, let's take the leg out, come back to mountain, stand tall. Lift your hearts, lift your sternum, tuck your tailbone. I face life's challenges with an open heart. I face life's challenges with an open heart. I face life's challenges with an open heart. Let's move that block. Take your feet wide. Let's take it to ragdoll. Bend your knees and fold all the way down in your ragdoll. My feet are as wide as my mat. You can hold on to your thighs if your back is tender, or come all the way down. Hold your elbows, sway side to side. I release all tension and anxieties. I release all tension and anxieties. I release all tension and anxieties. All right, you can walk your hands up your thighs or roll your spine up. I want you to take a pause in mountain pose. Take that pause. So let's do a cow arms. This is actually cow arms. It's not the whole posture, but you're just using your arms right now. Okay, so I'm going to grab a strap. If you have a tie or a sash, I'm going to lift that camera just a little bit, tiny for us. Okay, so I'm going to take this strap and you're going to take your arm up high with the strap. So I'm holding the strap in my right hand. I'm going to raise it up. So it can be a really short, much shorter strap. It just happens to be a 10-foot D-ring yoga strap. Okay, so you can lift it up if you have a strap, and then drop this behind your back. Drop the strap behind your back like this. I'm going to take my left hand, place it on my right elbow, press that hand down the back, and I'm going to feel a good stretch here in my tricep as I lift up. I'm going to take my left arm out, turn my palm, bring it behind my back, and walk my hands up the strap. So here I am now, closer to my other hand. What you're doing here is you're trying to reach for the other hand, okay? So realizing that, I realize this is, you know, something that took me over a year to do, to grab my other hand, but I did it a lot to do a cow, the top of the cow face. All right, so that's why we're using a strap. Let me show that again. If you might be down here, and that's absolutely fine. You don't want to push your shoulders, but it's a good shoulder stretch and certainly stretches your tricep. Okay, and also the yogis say, and anatomically, you know, you're opening up your diaphragm too for breath. Okay, so breathe into that stretch. You know, just breathe into that stretch, holding that like you're in mountain posture, and release. And roll your shoulders, right? Up, back, and down. You might need to rub your shoulder. Anything you need here is moving around. So let's try the other one, the other shoulder, or the other arm. So I'm going to reach up and hold the strap in my left hand. I'm reaching up. I'm gonna let that strap fall behind my back. I'm gonna press, as you can see, with my right hand on my left elbow, press that down to get that opening in the left side, right? So the left side of the diaphragm, left rib cage. I'm opening up the lung here on the left. And then I'm going to take my right arm out. I'm going to turn my palm, bring it up my back, and reach for the other hand or the strap, okay? So you might find one side is different than the other side. You might be like way down on this side, okay? Or down on this side, but you're higher on the other side. So find that sweet edge. And what happens is here, eventually, if you do this, you know, enough, the hands will reach. And maybe you'll never reach too, though, if you have a shoulder injury. So don't do this if you have some kind of shoulder injury. You know, you're going to know that's going to be kind of bothersome here if you have a shoulder injury. Okay. All right, let's exhale. Let's release that arm. So, you know, you feel kind of tight. Everything starts to move back to place. So move those shoulders around some, right? How about a shrug? Head back, squeeze. Ha! All the way. Ha! All the way. Ha! One more. Ha! And then relax. All right. So I'm going to move these props. So you want to be always mindful that when you practice, right, that you don't trip on stuff, anything like that. So there's one other posture that I like for also, it's strong, you know, using your legs, and it also causes a little bit of balance, really good for focus and concentration. So that is the chair posture as we stand here. So I'm going to show you on the side and the front view, but I'm bringing my legs together. Okay, I'll turn like this, legs together, and I'm going to turn this way, okay? And I'm going to spread the toes, right? Spread the fingers, and kind of rock front to back here, front to back, okay? And then I'm going to bend my knees, squeeze my knees together, sit back, and tuck my tailbone, and raise those arms up. Okay, I'm sitting back, raising those arms up and reaching to the sky, right? So I'm pulling in, I'm tucking, I got the knees bent here, and this is a posture that's actually in Sanskrit, Utkatanasana, fierce posture, also called chair in America. So we're sitting back, we're reaching through those fingers, I'm tucking my tailbone, right? Good. I feel stable and grounded. 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 You're going to exhale all the way down in a fold. And you might be here at your legs. You can do that. If you are able, come down. Bend those knees again. Take those arms up. Let's sit back again. For fierce pose, pull it in. Use those legs. Get weight in those heels. Raise the toes, spread the toes a little bit. I feel stable and grounded. 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 Inhale, lift those arms. Extend all the way to the sky. Open your hearts. Take your legs apart a little bit and reach up for victory pose. Breathe in, bring it all in that you need today. Breathe in all the good. Exhale, worry, doubt, all the other stuff. Bring your hands to your heart. Step your feet back and rest in Tadasana. Rolling those shoulders again, back and down. Take a pause in mountain posture, Tadasana. And feel the effects of the poses and the standing as you stand, okay? And then I'd like you to come down to your mat, and I'd like you to actually get down in a prone shavasana, okay? So meaning prone relaxation pose, prone corpse pose. Arms out, legs apart, and take a moment here just to feel the effects of those postures in that prone position. It's good to pause, let everything integrate into the body. And feel that energy, right? That prana, that life energy coming into your body. Let's do a couple of things, a couple of twists. So let's bend the knees and cross your right leg over your left leg. Shift your hips right and draw the knees over to the left side. And you can hold those knees down with your left hand. Bringing the right arm out to the side. Those of you that want to go a little more, you might want to bind. Reaching for the left foot with the right hand. And again, drawing the knees down. Breathing here. Breathing in and breathing out without pause, without sound. And then coming back up to center. And then left leg over. You want to do the other side. So I cross left over right, shift my hips to the left, drop the knees over to the right side, hold that twist, and you can take your left hand, hold the right foot if it's in your practice. And twists help bring everything back to balance. Focus on the twist. Focus on where you're feeling the stretches when you're in your practice. Don't forget that's important. Notice the stretch, notice tension, notice tightness. Notice what your mind state is like now, right now. What is your mind state like? Come back to center. Hug those knees back into the chest. You might want to lift your head and shoulders. Give yourself another squeeze here. And then bring your feet to the mat. And then just bring the small of the back down. You're going to lift your arms. Lift your back up. Inhale up. Exhale, vertebra at a time. Some dynamic bridge. To finish today, lift. And lower vertebra at a time. Lift, keep your pelvic tilt, push into your feet, push into your heels. You can see I'm grounding through the heels. Exhale down. So just do a couple more of these. We're gonna lift up along the spine, tuck the chin. Exhale. One more, lift. Your breath in is bringing your arms all the way up. Exhale, down. Knees into the chest again. Give a squeeze. Take it out to Shavasana. So relax everything down. Take a breath in. Exhale, out through your mouth. So let any excess tension, toxins, worry, doubt, put it outside. Make sure it stays out for final relaxation here. Breathing in and out without pause, without sound, letting your whole body breathe. And imagine your body covered by a soft, warm quilt. And it's covering you up to your neck, and it feels soft and warm and very relaxing. The soles of your feet are soft and warm and at rest. Your ankles, soft and warm. Lower legs, soft and warm and at rest. Your knees, soft, warm. Upper legs, soft and warm. Your hips, soft and warm and at rest. Your abdomen, your stomach, soft, warm. Your heart center, the right to love and be loved, soft and warm and open. Your shoulders, soft and warm. Upper arms, lower arms, soft, warm, and at rest. Your hands, your fingers, your fingertips, soft and warm. Your throat center, the right to speak and hear truth, soft and warm and open. Your jaw, soft and warm. All the muscles of the face, your eyes, your forehead, the intuitive center, the point right between your eyebrows, soft and warm and open. All the way to the crown of your head is so relaxed you don't want to move. And when you come back from deep relaxation, you won't be tired. You'll feel alert and refreshed. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back into the room you're in, unless you want to stay like this in Shavasana, final relaxation. You can roll to your side if you're ready to come up. Use your hand to press yourself up to seat, bringing your hands to your heart. And I'd like to recite a Shanti Patha, a calling out for peace. May there be peace in heaven and peace in the skies and peace on earth. May all the waters know peace. May all the herbs and plants know peace. May the great trees of the forest know peace. May all the forces of the universe know peace. The immense transcendent reality is peace. May all know peace. Peace and only peace. And may that peace come unto me. And may that peace come unto me. Om. Peace, peace, and peace. Namaste, everyone. The divine in me honors the divine in you. And thank you for coming. And don't forget, Satanama. Good for the mind. All right. See you soon. Miss Lucy. Bye.